I'm told that in hell there was a large stew pot, and everybody was hungry and famished. The way to get to the stew was through long handles. And the handles of the spoons were larger and longer than the length of the hands. So it was not possible for a person to dip the spoon into the stew and get it for himself. And yet, all of them went hungry. They never thought once of feeding each other with their spoons. That would have solved the problem, but because of selfishness, anarchy. You know where they look for freedom the most? Freedom is sought for in prison. Freedom is never sought for in lovers, says the philosopher. Jesus says the eternal devastation. That's his expert knowledge. But we know it is also trustworthy knowledge because he claimed to be God as representative. He said, I speak and do the words that God wants me to do and say. He said, I was there when the origins of hell were put in place because the prime prince and all his cohorts who wanted to rebel against God was thrown out, and I saw him being cast out. He says, want to tell you that hell was not created for human beings. It was created for the devil and his angels, but we put ourselves there. He also said in trustworthiness, I'm going to die instead of you so that you won't have to go to hell. I'll take your hell for you. You know, people will die for something that they believe is true, even though it may be false, but they will never die for something that is false and they know to be false. And why did Jesus have to die? In a selfish way? No, in a sacrificial way, selfless way. To die instead of you and me, to take our hell. And of course, we know Jesus is trustworthy in his knowledge about hell because he rose the third day. He was raised from the dead on the day that he said he will be. Raising himself from the dead, and why would God raise him from the dead if he was lying? So we have both expert knowledge and trustworthy character in Jesus. And don't dismiss him just because he doesn't look like the rescuer that you want. A Danish philosopher by the name of Søren Kierkegaard talked about a circus which was held on a hill, and fire began to encroach on the circus. Suddenly he realized that this fire will not only get the circus, but will spread down the hill into the village. And so he shouted to his circus staff and said, somebody needs to come and let everybody know in the village that a fire is coming so that they can be saved, they can run to their safety. The clown volunteered to be the messenger of this huge warning about fire. He got on his bicycle, rushed down to the village, and he shouted, run for your lives, run for your lives, run for your lives. The people came out of the village and they saw him and they cheered him. And he said, you're doing a good thing. You're acting just like a clown. This is wonderful. And he said, no, run for your lives, run for your lives. The more desperately he shouted, guess what? The more the crowd cheered. And finally, the village was devastated and many people were killed because, after all, he was a clown. Don't dismiss Jesus because he is dressed in a different way than you expected a rescuer to show up. He is the one with expert knowledge. And he's the one with trustworthy character who says hell is a possibility. It requires justified belief.